In this video, I'm going to share with you a recent experience where I encountered multiple salespeople and I found some key traits of winners versus average. Stay tuned. I've been looking for an apartment for one of my kids over the last 3-4 weeks now. What I've found is that some people are very responsive while other people are not. Here are some examples. The first place we looked at, the agent was very responsive, friendly, used the assumptive close with my child, basically talking as if they were going to rent there. That's fine. That's a good method. I recommend it. What I liked about them was their friendliness and responsiveness. And I thought that we had made a good connection. They followed up with me the week after we had taken a look at the apartment. As you should, right? I wrote back to them and said, we're going to continue to look at other places because there are a few things about your apartment that we weren't that keen on. And I stated them. They just wrote back and said, okay, thanks. What I would have recommended is for that person to say, now that I know what would cause you not to rent here, let me see what I can do about it. Maybe I can get you a better price. Maybe I can make adjustments to the room that you were interested in because I had talked about certain aspects of the room that we weren't so high on. Instead, they just wrote back and said, okay, thanks. In sales, you always want to tailor the sale as much as you can to meet the needs of the other party. When the other party tells you exactly why they didn't like your offering, that's a buying signal, right? You don't just ignore it and say, okay, thanks. You go to work to try and secure that sale. That tells you that this person is in the market. They are a buyer. Many of our leads aren't actual buyers. They're tire kickers. When someone gives you buying signals, you know that I'm working with a live one and I've got an opportunity to secure this sale for me and my company. Now that person had shared with me that they were not on commission. I'll come back to that in a little bit. We went to look at another place, which was still under construction. It was in a neighborhood that wasn't as good as we would have appreciated. So I wrote back to the agent who had asked about whether we wanted to schedule an in-person visit or not. I said, we didn't really like the neighborhood so much, so I think we're going to pass on this one. No response. Is that what you would do? Just not respond to someone who had written back to you and said that they weren't interested in your place? No, a great salesperson will always respond in a professional manner and say, thank you very much for taking the time to visit the neighborhood and take a look at the building. I understand that you're not very happy about the neighborhood. There isn't a whole lot we can do about that, but I hope that you will keep us in mind in case you change your mind about the location. Thank you very much. Keep it professional. You never know if a sale might come back to you by maintaining professionalism and responsiveness. These are good signs. So then we went on to another building. We took a look at it. We liked it okay, but we found that the building didn't have a laundry room, and it didn't really have any secure storage outside of the apartment, which is always a nice feature. So we weren't that keen on that building. What I liked, though, about the owner is they were very communicative. When we met with them, they were very open about everything that was a limitation. They were also very open about the neighborhood and the pluses and minuses of certain aspects of the surrounding vicinity. They gave us additional information to help us in our apartment search that had little to do with just their building. I like that kind of salesperson who goes above and beyond to give you more information to help you with your search for the right solution. Are you that type of salesperson? Are you only focused on what you offer, or are you actually helping your person beyond just what you offer to help them to make a great decision? That's the kind of professional salesperson that I would like you to be. In the meantime, that person followed up, checked back with us, maintained their professionalism. You keep after the sale until you know it's not an opportunity anymore. That's what that person represented, and I appreciate that. So fast forward to searching at other buildings. There were 2 other buildings that we were interested in that were owned by the same company as the first building we went to take a look at. We wanted to see those buildings and see if they might offer certain services that would help us in our search. I went back to the original agent knowing that she works for the same company and asked, could she represent us and get our questions answered? She responded back that she would. Almost a week later, no response. And you know that when you're looking for a place, every day matters. So I took matters into my own hands and wrote to the companies directly, right, the ones that manage those buildings. It took almost a week before I finally got a response from someone at one of the buildings saying, would you like to come in and take a tour? That wasn't the question that I asked. So not only did I not get a question to the one that I asked, I didn't get a response from the original agent that I went to, maybe because she's not on commission, so she didn't really see any need to collaborate with her teammates to get me a response, because it would have been good for her company, maybe not for her individually, but it would have been good for her company. Do you sometimes make sacrifices for the sake of the company? That shows that you're a great team player and someone built for the future who deserves promotion and upward mobility in the organization, right? Because you see the big picture. There's so many lessons to be learned in this process of looking for an apartment that I hope that you're getting out of this. So I wrote back to the person who responded too late and said, we've already found a place. The place that we found, they were there when they said they would be there. When we said we were interested, they said, great, we'll send you the paperwork necessary to secure the apartment. When I wrote back and said I should have the paperwork for you by tomorrow, is the apartment still available? They said, yes, it's available and it's being held for you. Wonderful. Isn't that what we would like to hear? That they are going out of their way and holding the property for us, even though we haven't necessarily qualified, passed a credit check. They didn't even see our application yet, and they said they were holding it for us. That shows trust, and I've talked about trust before. They are engendering trust in me. By trusting me, I'm trusting them, right? So many lessons here. I would recommend that you watch the video again and write down the different lessons that I share with you in this video and compare yourself against them. Are you getting a check mark on all those boxes? All the traits of professional salespeople that I've talked about here. If so, you're doing great. If not, think about how can you improve in those areas and become even better to create a long-term successful trajectory for you going forward. If you have questions about what I've shared in this video, write me at michael@buildandbalance.com or place a comment below this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to the channel, share it with others, comment on it. If you'd like to learn more about my sales training and coaching solutions, consider investing in my course, visit my website, buildandbalance.com. Thank you very much and best wishes to you.